This question is from Randy. Do you charge a late rent payment fee? How much do you charge? How late? Yes, we charge a late payment fee. So this is going to be contingent on your particular municipality, your locale, and we charge the maximum that you can charge. So, our attitude is that rent is due on the day that it's due. So all of our leases, the rent is due on the first of the month. So your rent is officially late on the first of the month. Now, in our municipality here in Philadelphia, there's a grace period of 4 days, and we give the tenant the 4 days, and after the 4 days, we're allowed to charge them a late fee. And we have a system, a tenant portal that is very versatile and more than informs them and gives them reminders and alerts them when their rent's going to be late and so on and so forth. And then it will automatically charge them the late fee. So it kind of takes us out of it and just happens automatically. And our tenants don't generally pay their rent late too often because we pretty much, we really do screen them pretty well. Now, we charge them the maximum you're allowed to charge, but that actually is kept as well. So here in Philadelphia, you're allowed to charge them 10% of their rent. So we're not allowed to charge any more than 10%. And we actually do have that built in. And the thing is our owners, I don't think tenants always realize that our owners have to pay their property tax in a timely manner. Otherwise, they're going to get interest and penalties. They have to pay their mortgage on time, and that's a big thing. They have to pay. And I do understand that when we actually rent, we manage properties here in Philadelphia that are getting like $7,000 a month in rent. And we manage units here in Philadelphia that go all the way down to $1,250 a month in rent. Now, I handle the finances for all my clients. So I know that even though someone owns a $7,000 a month rental, they need their rent. It's just not that they actually have this surplus property and they don't need that $7,000. They're financially committed to a $7,000 property. And the same for someone who owns a $1,200 rental, even an $800 rental. I mean, name a number. The owners likely need their money, and if they don't get their money, they actually face repercussions. And the late fee helps to compensate the owner. So I do think it's fair. We do charge the maximum we can charge, and we do give the grace period, which in Philadelphia we're talking 4 days grace period, 10% late fee. I do think it's pretty slick that property management company would actually have a system and the utility that sends out reminders and warnings when somebody's late. But I don't know as a landlord if that's really your responsibility. So, and a sidebar to this is bounce check fees. So bounce check fees cause even worse problems because by the time the tenant, the money comes to us, the tenant pays us, by the time their bank alerts our bank and then alerts the tenant, a huge delay goes on. So it could really be almost 17 days before we find out a check has bounced. And that happens probably 3 times a year for us. Even though we have so many clients, it only happens it happens that infrequently, but it still can cause problems. Especially if you send out your mortgage payment based upon the fact that you thought you had payment and it now damages you. Now, the problem with that is you're actually not allowed to charge a significant late fee charge. So it has to be appropriate. We actually just have ours set at a small minimum late fee. Or a penalty fee if you actually were to bounce a check. Just because we're a property management company and it's not going to damage us if we have a lot of money and we keep in reserve just in case to make sure everybody gets paid, all our owners get paid, and if there's any issues, we're set to cover it. But for a small landlord, not so much. So, but we do charge just the fee that our bank would charge us, or the owner's bank would charge them, and it's a very small nominal fee. You are allowed to charge a little bit more than that, but it has to be relative to your expense. So if your bank charges you fees, or if there's a penalty fee because you paid your mortgage late, you can charge those. I don't know if I'd want to be in front of a real estate judge with a very hefty bounce check fee. So I'd probably keep it on the reserve side. But again, I definitely think you should charge a late fee, and we consider rent to be due on the first. At 4 days, you're late, and then we do charge the maximum. All right, good luck and happy investing.